everyone, my name is Patreck Farley, and I am a martial artist and filmmaker. I've been doing martial arts for over 19 years now, and next year is going to be my 20th anniversary of consistently training without stopping, and teaching, of course. Now, I actually did start karate a long time ago before this 19-year journey I've been on. I was 7 years old and I had my white belt. I was so excited in doing it. I had a couple friends that were doing karate with me. My older sister was also a participant, and we really enjoyed the kids' classes. And as we got older, literally just like a year and a half later, my friends, my sister, all lost interest in it. And it demotivated me to not want to continue anymore. So I decided I'm gonna go try basketball, soccer. I'm gonna try just focusing on my grades for a year. And then after getting up until middle school, between 7th and 8th grade, it dawned on me that I really miss doing some kind of sport. And I don't think kicking a ball around was the sport I was looking for, or passing one, or throwing one, or doing anything with the ball at all. I feel like those sports are fun to play in a non-competitive nature or to watch on TV, but it wasn't something that I myself personally wanted to continue doing. So I want to get back in karate. And I remember a lot of fond memories from when I was younger doing martial arts, testing for my yellow belt for the first time. I was extremely shy back then, and it did make making friends and being social as a kid a lot more difficult than it had to be. But I enjoyed what I was doing, even though I didn't fully understand all the stuff that I was performing and learning and whatnot. I liked it so much I went all the way to my orange belt in the Goju Kenpo system before I took that long break I mentioned earlier. At 13 years old, a birthday present that my mom gifted to me was, hey, there's gonna be martial arts opening up in this gym that I'm going to be working out at. Would you be interested in trying that and seeing if that works for you? You did it when you were really little. And then her and I learned very quickly that this is the same martial arts style that I started when I was really, really little. Little 7, 8-year-old Patreck getting his yellow and orange belts for the first time. Thankfully, that orange belt was so big on me that it still fit me when I was 13 years old getting back into karate. And so there was a different batch of instructors and students and training partners that I had to get familiar with and learn and work out in order to better enhance my own skills. Now, I didn't really have a lot of confidence at that time, and it wasn't until I was about a year and a half into doing martial arts again for the second time that my instructor approached me and going, hey, remember what we talked about earlier? You told me at blue belt you'd help out with some kids classes, and now you're a purple belt and you still haven't helped out with kids classes. And I went, I don't know if I'm good enough for that. And he's like, how do you know if you don't try? Fair enough. So I hopped in. I was a junior instructor, which I think more martial arts systems should incorporate some sort of junior instructor program. Our Grandmaster Larry Hall is the one who came up with that idea. A lot of schools tend not to let you teach or help out with kids or teen classes of any kind unless you're already a first or second degree black belt. And it really takes away a lot of learning that you can do in the meantime. So the junior instructor program is what I started with. It helped me get out of my shell. I had to learn, and the best part about learning is you don't have to be on one side of the fence. You can be on both sides. If you can teach a 5-year-old how to throw this punch and kick, and you can teach this 13-year-old why this technique is the way it is, it helps you gain a better understanding of why are you doing this to begin with. Is it to better my skills, my strength, my coordination, to learn how to break an arm in 5 different ways? Like, what am I doing in this scenario? Now, when I was coming back up in martial arts, I first felt red belt was gonna be my end goal. Red's my favorite color. I really don't see a need to go all the way to black belts, but then the passion and the love for it never faded. And I'm like, okay, I'll go to my brown belt. That's what's coming up next. And between my green, red, and brown belt time, I was really heavily invested into karate tournaments. Always a big fan of the Karate Kid movies and other action movies around that time too. And I liked karate tournaments during the time I was doing them. Maybe I will hop back in one day. So after about 6 straight years of doing karate tournaments, I was pretty much tired and burned out of doing them. I didn't really make a lot of money, so I wanted most of my money I was making to go to college and filmmaking, because that's what I was starting to get really into at that time at the end of high school, early college. I went more of that route, and even though I would cut down on martial arts depending on how busy my college schedule was or work and what have you, I never stopped completely doing karate, even if I was just doing it 1 day a week for a little while, back to 2, 3, 4, 5, and then going back the other way, 5, 4, 3, 2, whatever it was at that time was more or less my commitment to the martial arts. And just because you do karate inside of your studio with your training partners, your students, and you're also, that's not the only time you're going to be doing martial arts. If you want to be the best martial artist that you want to be at, you got to do training outside the school, without the partners, without the bags. You got to put some work in your living room, on the grass outside. You got to put that time in. And it finally came to me where I'm like, you know, I really want to get to my black belts. The journey to my first degree black belt was a long and enduring one. I was doing a lot of time at the gym. I was practicing all my material outside of class, multiple days a week. And I also had several training partners and instructors that really helped elevate me to the level that I was going for. And I took my training very seriously, because for a long time before that, I wasn't really interested in black belts. I got to my brown stripe, which some styles call brown senior. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care about black belt. I'm gonna be the best damn brown belt anyone has ever seen. And then finally my grandmaster came to me going, hey, you're really good. Are you interested in testing for black belt anytime soon? I'd like to help you get to that next level. And boy, did my eyes lit up. Did my heart just skipped a couple beats? And I'm like, yes, I actually would love to do that. And so for the next year, or I guess almost a year, next 9 months, I pushed myself even harder. And then in March of 2014, I finally tested for that first degree black belt. And it was definitely one of the hardest tests I've ever taken in martial arts. I think anyone's first degree should be, because it's going to be the beginning of your black belt training between first through whatever degree you decide to stop at or maybe continue for the rest of your life. First degree was a wonderful test. I loved everything about it. I even got the entire test on video, which I'm very thankful to the people to help make that happen. And for a while, I was not interested in going to second degree. Second degree was something I decided to hold off for a little while, because I'm like, I just got this belt. I want to enjoy it for a bit. And second degree is actually twice as hard as first degree. You might not have to repeat all the beginning material from white belt all the way to first degree like you did last time. You're just focusing on first and second. But it's like a whole shift in knowledge, movement, skill, hard style and soft style. Like now you're really gonna have to get good at soft style. And there's just a lot more material you have to bring in to learn and master. And then you got to create more material again before you could even go consider testing for that next bar. And my concept at the time was, it's just a bar on a belt. The belt holds my pants up. I will get to that next level of training when I'm ready for it. So for 2 years, I decided to focus on filmmaking, college, work, dating. Dating wasn't that big of a priority, but you know, that's something I focused on. And then in 2016, I went, you know what? I really want that second degree black belt. That journey was gonna be a long one, like another 5 years, almost to be exact. From 2016 to early 2021, I finally tested for my second degree black. I did not record video of that test. I wish I did. That was one of my favorites. There was a lot of sparring, there was a lot of second degree techniques, movement, katas, all the good stuff. And even though it wasn't as long as my first degree, it was still something that helped me get to that next level and that next boost of confidence. And I got to retire a belt I wore for almost 7 years straight. I didn't record any of it though. I did get some photos at the end with like my phone camera at the time. And I figured, you know, this is probably one of the hardest martial arts styles out there. I knew that getting to maybe 5th or beyond, or even 4th, was like really far out there. I'd put that in the realm of, I don't need to see that day happen to enjoy the rest of my life. The 3 has always been my favorite number, so I really want to be a 3rd degree. It's halfway to mastery. Third's a great rank to be at. You can open your own studio if you want. I mean, you can do that at first degree technically, but like you can't really promote anyone to a black belt if you're already a first degree. You can't promote first to first, you know? So I'm like, I really want to be 3. That's like my end goal here. Anything after that is just extra. But with how ambitious I am in nature, I knew that 3rd degree might not have been a full satisfaction, but it was something that I wanted to get no matter what. So I started putting the time in for that 3rd degree training. And I probably redone my techniques so many times. I redid my kata several times. At this point, not only are you finishing the material that's been given to you, you're expanding even further on material you are creating yourself. I chose eskrima sticks, kamas to work on when it comes to creating a kata, creating a style. And of course, I continued my own hand-to-hand combat techniques that were a lot of fun to do. Now, before going into my 3rd degree, our Grandmaster came to us and said, hey, I'd like to take you guys to 4th. Creating your mini system is the beginning of that 4th degree criteria. And my training partner and I just went, okay, let's do it. Let's make it a 4th degree test. And him and I met up every Saturday for a long time just to get all the training and material down that we needed before taking this test. And I really enjoyed it. There was no sparring on this particular test because at this point, everyone and their mother knows that you know how to spar. It's not something that's required. So at this point, it's just what are you creating? What are you mastering? And you're just putting on a show. You get through this test, and I really enjoyed 4th degree. There's something different about 4th compared to your 1st, because you're like, hey, I've been studying martial arts for a really long time and I just want to continue learning. Because as long as you keep yourself humble and go, hey, I'm always going to be a student regardless of how many bars are on a belt, no matter what belts are on my waist or lack thereof. Karate is just a way of life that you're never going to fully leave. Some people, it's a short journey in their life. You go from this part to this part and you're done. And that's okay. For others, it's something you want to continue for the rest of your life. And a lot of those people become grandmasters. Without them, people like me doing martial arts wouldn't have had the opportunity to do martial arts like the way I have. So sometime later, it was finally time for my training partner and I to go to our 5th degree black belts. This is the beginning of mastery. You've been around a long time. You've been doing karate since you were a lot younger, and you've been doing this for a while. You've been passing on your knowledge. You've been contributing to your system. You've been keeping the school doors open. You've also been training this entire time. It was finally time for him and I to bump up to that next level. And in February, earlier this year, him and I both received our 5th degree black belts. And instead of me just talking about it, it's best for you to watch yourself.
Oh, you're old now. And that was a house fire.
No, it's not house fire, that was here, before they did the 2nd floor.
And you're in.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So that was like the house or something.
In the winter. No.
I'll tell you this too.
They cranked off the heater and it's
Yeah,
like,
probably here with no roof. And I was standing by the propane freezer.
and your belt was caught on fire.
Thicker though?
These guys have been in these guys have been in the arts for years. How long have you been?
30.
30?
30 days?
18, sir?
So 30 years, 18 years?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So today they're receiving their master ranking. So that's what's going on here. Way overdue, but when Larry was sitting down in his dying bed, he thought that he better put everybody where they're supposed to be. Fancy guts. Wow.
Special order, we go to the. So I was standing over here before Fox.
Was your belt on the heater?
Well, how long
Yeah.
you
Or you caught on fire?
How long you when you started?
25.
How old are you now?
24.
Huh? How old are you now? How old are you now?
It was something.
Okay.
Because after 20.
So he was 24 years old when he started, and now he's 55. He played pro football, and out of pro football, he did karate, right? Pretty big, pro football. And Patreck was
13, sir.
13. How old are you now?
31, sir.
He's 31 now. Did I tell you you're 55?
Unfortunately. No.
Awesome.
That's it for that,
Yeah, no punches here.
Oh, no punches for us.
yeah. Well, I tried to throw
You step on this side, put your dust pass in.
So while being promoted to our mastery at 5th degree, we've had the blessing of being a part of someone's 1st degree black belt test the same day. This particular student has been training since he was really little, I think like 6 years old, and now that he's like about 17, 18 at the time of his test, and finally going for his 1st degree black belts. It's a day I'll never forget. Having so many people help train this young man into what he's becoming and going for his first black belt was just a day that I'm truly blessed to be a part of. Maybe there'll be a day where I am training someone to black belt without the aid of my training partners, instructors, and things like that. But in this particular moment, having been a black belt for over a decade, because remember, I got my 1st degree in March of 2014, and now my 5th degree in February of 2025. It's been a long journey, and passing on that knowledge to someone else and seeing them go from a 6-year-old white belt into a 1st degree 17, 18-year-old is a huge blessing. And I hope to continue that journey for many other people going forward. And no matter where I am or what I'm doing, karate is always gonna be something that I'm doing and something I enjoy. It's a passion, it's a way of life. And what you get out of it depends on what you put into it. So yeah, that is my martial arts journey. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. And I'm really happy to get to a point of where I wanted to be at. And I'm looking forward to what comes next. The focus isn't so much more on how much can you learn, how good you can get. And I guess that's what you're gonna always wanna do, so you don't become out of shape, you don't lose your skills, but it's also just passing stuff on to that next generation at the same time. But it doesn't mean you stop learning. You always want to keep learning no matter what. So before I end today's video, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who has trained me and has been training with me and who has been taught by me after all these years. Because there's just way too many people to list in that. Grandmaster Larry Hall for the Goju Kenpo system. There wouldn't be a Goju Kenpo system without him. Same way like Soren Lancaster, Grandmaster Hall's instructors, and even the instructors that taught me when I was real little, Bob Dahlhaus, Tyler Crowley, James Unruh, Sean Tron, Tyler Bowen. But essentially, look up our black belt family tree and you're gonna see a list of all those instructors. And there's quite a few of them that taught me before they moved on to whatever they're doing in their life today. And I'm thankful for a lot of those people. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate sharing you my martial arts journey into a 5th degree black belt at Goju Kenpo. And yeah, I'm excited. The journey never stops. And there can be more than one destination to the journey. So keep going, keep training, keep testing, keep improving yourself, and then pass it on while you're at it, because believe it or not, it's what's gonna make you better, and it's gonna make someone else's day better too. Thank you guys, have a good day, and I'll see you next time.